Is this thing on? Oh! Scared me. I'm in the right place. I thought I was in the wrong line at the DMV. Oh, I'm good. I'm at Windows C. Hello, everyone. Occupy yourselves on this Monday while I take care of Kermit, our mascot of the show. Kermit is doing fabulous. Thank you for asking. Doesn't he look beautiful? Give him a little water. I want you all to know that I am taking wonderful care of Kermit the plant. Look at the leaves. I talk to Kermit. It's wonderful. That's it. Very good. What do you think of that? Oh, sure. I'll put Kermit to the side. My trusty water can to the side. We'll take care of Kermit in a little bit. Anyway, it's 6:31 on Monday, January 24th, and you know where you are. Hopefully, you're at the Steve Squared Show on this chilly Monday evening. Though I have noticed the days are getting a bit longer, so hang in there, folks. I hope you squares are keeping warm and know spring is just a short 58 days away. I know. You gotta count the other way or something to make it seem shorter. Anyway, I was having trouble deciding what music to lead into the show. So I was thinking of this. Yeah, we could start with a little bit of this. We got a lot of stuff for you on the docket today. I feel like we're in a jungle, so I thought I'd get pumped up, right? With a little Guns N' Roses. This is more angry, right? This is when you're feeling, this is Monday anger music. This is where you could just let it out. You were just working 9 to 5, you're home, let your hair down, take your pot pie out, and come to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. We know the names. We are the people that can find whatever you may need. If you got the money, honey, we got your disease. The jungle. Welcome to the jungle. What's it bringing to your mind?
And that's Welcome to the Jungle. Guns N' Roses. Or, here's your other choice. I'll give you your other choice. I had another choice for you, and I don't know. I kind of like what I chose, but we always like to give our listeners a choice. I was going to say 99 Luft balloons. God, no. I had another one for you. Let's see what else we got for you. Maybe I could play something else for you. Well, you can go a little this. This gets you going on a Monday, right? Little Tony Basil. I thought you might like this. Remember Mickey? 76-year-old Tony Basil. She's still a great dancer. That's a lot of Mickey right there. You see, you can write a song just saying one word, one line. That's it. I'm working on a song. I'm working out. I'll change the word and call it my brother, Hey Nicky. Something like that. Anyway, welcome to the Steve Square Show. I'm your host, Funny Man, Stevie K. Yes, we are not in the studio tonight. I am alone, solo, the way you love it best. Let's be honest. Steve drags me down, although we do miss Sally. But I'll tell you, Sally, she actually, I was so proud of Sally because what she did was she actually did something that was really good. She actually became part of my unacceptable moment, which was fantastic. And what she did was she actually did something which was really great. She actually sent me an unacceptable moment, which was fantastic. What she did, what did she do? She actually sent me an unacceptable moment from the Massapequa Public Library that she She showed me that the toilet paper roll was backwards, and it's just unbelievable. She said it was at the Bar Harbor Library. It was turned around. She said, "This is unacceptable." Let me see if I have the picture of it for her. No, doesn't have it. But anyway, what are you gonna do? Very funny, and so I wanted to thank Sally for that moment. Um, anyway, hope you're all having a good time, and enjoy the Kermit the plant. Um, we got a lot of stuff going on for you. I'm gonna get myself a beverage because you know we have to start out the Steve Squared show with a Steve Squared beverage. So occupy yourselves. I have some good tips for you. I have Valentine tips for you today. I have a great hand cream if you have dry hands. A new non-sponsor of the Steve Squared show, Gold Bond Healing Cream. This is great if your hands are dry and you need a little moisturizer. I always love moisturizing the hands this time of year because this is the time of year where it gets extra creamy and extra moisturizing. Oh, yeah. Oh, beautiful. So keep yourself occupied. I'm going to give you, when we come back, I'm going to give you Valentine's Day tips. I got a plethora of, look at all these newspaper clippings. I got a lot of news to give you, too, to update you. And we also have some, what else do I have in the docket? Of course, we're going to do a little tribute to Meatloaf, a little tribute to Louis Anderson, and a whole bunch of, oh, and there's some movie theater news. So stay right there, and we'll be right back. I'm back. Did you miss me? I know you did. Jack LaLanne used to always say that. Did you miss me? I know you did. Anyway, so of course we want to start off the show paying a little tribute to Meatloaf and to, of course, Louis Anderson. Meatloaf, they both passed away on the same day, which was unbelievable. They obviously, Meatloaf had an amazing career. I wrote some Meatloaf stats down here. It's funny, he actually got his name Meat when he was born. His father had it put on his little baby chart, and he said he called him Meat because he said he looked like ground chuck, which is the first thing you would think of when you see your firstborn child. Secondly, and who doesn't love ground chuck? Who doesn't love giving birth to ground chuck? Lean 9 pounds of ground chuck. Anyway, so that stuck with him. Even his football coach called him that, and his first band was called Meatloaf Soul. And of course, he was in the touring musical in LA of Hair. You know him probably from Rocky Horror Picture Show. But of course, more definitely is his music. Great album, Bad Out of Hell. Sold over 44 million copies. Just that album. Could you imagine? Totally sold over 100 million records. Fourth largest all time. So just enormous array. My mom loves Meatloaf. Just a big fan of Meatloaf. And I love Meatloaf, obviously, especially with a little mashed potatoes on the side. And Louis Anderson, who was a great, I loved him. He's just a funny guy. He reminds me a lot of John Candy. And not because they were both a little heavy, or a lot heavy, but because they had that like kind of kindness about them, that real warmth, very similar deliveries. And I thought, you know, to me, Louis, I loved him in Coming to America as Maurice, working at McDowell's. He was in Coming to America, of course, and Coming to America 2, the sequel, which was his last film role. And he was the same in both. He looked the same. He looked terrific. So he actually was discovered on a comedy night show hosted by Henny Youngman. You know Henny Youngman? He had those horrible one-liners. Take my wife, please. That's Henny Youngman. and that was probably his best line he ever had. That guy made a career out of. But anyway, um, it really funny, and boy, just two pretty iconic entertainment figures. So we definitely want to pay tribute. Betty White was a couple of weeks ago. So really, some big stars in the entertainment world, and we always love their their creativity, their music, their comedy, everything they've shared with us. And so watch what I always do. And when these things happen, I know a lot of people started looking at Betty White, Golden Girls, Mary Tyler Moore. Now, obviously, people are checking out a lot of Meatloaf's music, Bad Out of Hell album, Louis Anderson's stand-up comedy. That is same thing with Bob Saget. So that's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to kind of refamiliarize yourself with some of their work, because it was really great, really amazing stuff. Um, Speaking of amazing stuff, I'll tell you some really amazing stuff. Check this out, folks. If you weren't aware, look at this bad boy. Can you see that? That is my new personal training card. It just arrived. Stephen Kaminsky, NASM, certified. Did I spell my name right? Oh, good. I got scared there. With the dumbbells, what do you think about it? You can actually almost see my phone number, then you can give me a call. Pretty fantastic, huh? So I chose purple. I kind of like purple. Speaking of colors, and who isn't speaking of colors? We always like to speak of colors. Let's lead in the next segment with this little soundbite.
Strumming hands and M&M's, chocolate candy. Strumming hands and M&M's. All hands of M&M's, cause the milk chocolate melts in your mouth. Not in your hand. There's a rich milk chocolate center covered with a colorful candy shell. Slapping hands and M&M's, clapping hands and M&M's. All hands love M&M's, cause the milk chocolate melts in your mouth. Not in your hand.
M&M's chocolate candies.
So, M&M's chocolate candies. Remember when it was a simpler time? That was such a great little ditty. Melts in your mouth, not in your hands. Great campaign. How could such a great, iconic company just crash and burn within a matter of days? And of course, I'm referring to their rebranding of their little hard shell, sugar-filled candies. And I don't care one way or the other. That's the line I stand on. This is a fun show. This is not I don't like this show to be a debate. This has nothing to do with politics. This show is for laughs and for humor, and leave your stuff at the door, so to speak. But when something is silly, and this is funny, so I will say, because I kind of find it funny that the Mars company is almost now creating their M&Ms as if they're real people, and wanting to make them more accessibly representable to us. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm eating an M&M, and of course this is a joke, because if you're a Steve Square listener, you know I would never touch one of those hard shell, sugar-induced diet death pills into my throat. But let's say I did for comedy's sake. Okay. This really goes for any food I eat. I like to be able to say, this looks like me. This piece of broccoli is Steve. I see myself in this broccoli. I can enjoy it now. So that's, I guess, their thinking. Let's be honest. What they're doing is not in any way, shape, or form empathetic. What it is another rebranding. It's a campaign to get M&Ms back on your lips and not in your hand. See, they should hire me. I could get them going. They didn't have to do this nonsense by changing the green M&M shoes. I mean, for God's sake, did you care? Did you even know that the green M&M had go-go boots? I didn't know M&Ms had legs, to be honest with you. I thought I didn't know that they had appendages, if you will. But apparently they do, or according to the Mars company, they do, and they should wear sensible sneakers. So I thought that was, but I mean, I have some candies that I have a problem with. Forget about M&Ms. I have a list here, and I made a list because this is the kind of downtime I have. I have a problem with Three Musketeers. I mean, what are these three guys up to? Right? They're up to no good. They seem shady. Three Musketeers with the weird mustaches, the funny hats, and swords. Very pro-violent. Almond Joy. And mounts. Sometimes you feel. My mom loves the mounts. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. It's a little bipolar to me. That's a little bipolar candy right there. Don't you agree? Sometimes you feel. What is that? I don't know, Almond Joy. Sounds a little shady to me. The Baby Ruth. I mean, what you're doing, first of all, that is a real problematic because they stole that from Babe Ruth. And they put a Y on the end, like anybody. Babe Ruth didn't want to be affiliated with this candy for some stupid reason. I guess he was more involved in hot dog eating. So he missed out on $100 trillion, but he was fine. But this candy company put a Y on the end of it, called it a Baby Ruth, and pretended that they were naming it after their child. Because, of course, the world back then was more interested in this obscure man's child whose name was Ruth rather than Babe Ruth. Of course. It would only make sense. I'll tell you what I have to say about that. You're all going to have to wait for me because I'm going to take a minute here. I've been having problems. Have you been having problems with your blurps lately? I've been having some blurb problems, and I don't know, and I want to test it out. You know my blurps and my drops that I have that Steve hates with a vengeance. So let's see what I got. Let's see if my blurps are working today, because for the past couple days, they haven't been working. And let's start off with a good one.
Wrong.
That is completely wrong. And also a shout out to Sally for giving me her contributing unacceptable moment.
This is unacceptable!
Thank you, Sally. And I think you all should have an unacceptable moment. Take a time in your day and have an unacceptable moment and send it to the Steve Squared Show. Care of, you can go to Stephen R. Kaminsky on my Instagram, or, of course, the Steve Squared Show at gubsradio.com. We welcome all your feedback. Give me an unacceptable. Vent something to me. The Butterfinger. Oh, that doesn't sound good. I have a problem with the Butterfinger. I don't know about that. A Nestle's Crunch. That sounds a bit harsh. Maybe the Nestle's Squeeze. Maybe a Nestle's Gentle Squeeze. Or a Nestle's Hug. Sounds nice. More warmer, right? Would you eat a crunch? Sounds very, very, very aggressive. And of course, my final contributor to making the world a better place with better naming candy, the $100,000 Grand Bar. Let's be honest, does anybody have $100,000 to throw around on a candy bar? I don't. So maybe a $1.50 bar. I'm just saying. That seems more affordable for a candy bar. The $1.75 bar. Right? Who's running around with $100,000 to buy a candy bar? I don't care how good it is. I'm not. And a final note on the M&M candy controversy. That was a good shot. They're not helping anybody by doing this because at the end of the day, what are they selling but a sugar-induced diabetic death candy? I mean, what's the number one cause of obesity? Sugar. We're trying to teach people to eat better, and I'm not here to say don't have candy ever. But this candy company, boy, what a bunch of chutzpah they got, huh? They got cojones. They're sitting there on their pulpit, on their soapbox, if you will, saying this is the way candy should look. At the end of the day, should you even be eating candy? I think not. And that is my Steve Squared segment on candy. I hope it's informed you, entertained you, and please don't give me some, static back, because I take no stand on the candy matter. I take no stand on any matter, as a matter of fact. I don't really care one way or the other. Doesn't make a difference because I don't buy candy. You might notice I have a harmonica in my hand. I might entertain you for a moment. Here we go, little swiggle. And to the top. And one more. So, I have been playing the harmonica for a little bit as they have been advocating learn a new skill in the new year, 2022. It's not a New Year's resolution, but learn a new skill. And what better skill than the harmonica? I could think of many. But the library, and I always frequent the library, it showed guitar, computers. So I think you should learn a new skill. Mine is the harmonica. It's compact, easy. You can just pull it out at a party, right? Play along, play a little blues riff, something like that. Very, very user-friendly. Speaking of music, let's go to the news for a second.
You're tacky and I hate you.
That's not nice to speak about the news like that. The news does its best. I got a couple of stories for you, some big stories. First of all, look at this story. This is great. I'm going to share this with you. Do not mess with grandma. And I know grandmas are the toughest in the business. This grandma's from Seaford, and you know what happened to her? She got a call, and it was from someone purporting to be her, hold on a moment, grandson? A grandson. And he was crying on the phone saying to his grandmother, I'm in jail. I need bail money. Can you help me? So right away she thought this was a bit interesting, a bit red flag, because her grandchildren are 7 and 9. And probably not in prison yet. Soon, but not yet. So what does she do? She calls the authorities. Very good on this grandma. So she plays along. And then the grandson says, I'll have my lawyer, he's a bail bondsman, he'll call you back with all the details. The bail bondsman calls back, the guy pretending to be, and says, how much money do they need from this poor woman? $8,000. And they said, put it in an envelope in the mailbox, and I'll be right over to get it. Because that's how you get someone out of jail. So what she did was she had the cops waiting, and they were in her house, and the guy came and took the money, and boom, they arrested the guy right on the spot. Good for her. That happened to my dad. I remember I was in the house at the time, and he gets a call, and I don't recognize the voice right away, and I can hear something, and he's saying he's in, I think he also said he was in, I think jail was a big thing, and he said, or in New Jersey in jail, something like that. It's just a cockamamie story. And my dad's going, oh, dang. He's starting to say my grandson's name, so it's helping the suspect out. So I ran upstairs into where my dad was talking on the phone. I said, Dad, hang up the phone. I'm sure my nephew, your grandchild Daniel, is not incarcerated somewhere in Jersey. So watch out for these things. I mean, look out for this. This is crazy. It's a crazy world, and it gets crazier by the day. And thank goodness, and I'll tell you what, it's very time for this moment.
I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts.
Okay, look at what else is happening in the news. This will blow your minds. I am totally excited about this. Cheers. Alcohol at movies, okayed. It's about time. With the crap that's on the screens now, the only way to watch these horrible movies is hammered. And the theaters are thinking of any which way they can to survive the pandemic. And what better way than serving massive amounts of alcohol to families and children. You want to watch a little Harry Potter, you give a couple of shots of tequila. Then the whole family drives home on Route 110 into a massive explosive car accident. You know what? You get the M&M. You put this ad together, right? Because M&Ms are always dancing on the screen before the theater, right? And now what you do is you have your more friendlier, wink wink, M&Ms with some cocktails, right? What's going on here? You know what this is.
Wrong.
This is unacceptable!
Not good. Even I don't understand this. What are you doing here? Is this what they're wasting their time doing? They should be doing things that help. This is not helping anyone. Would you like a cocktail? I mean, I know some people that would enjoy a cocktail at the movies. Who wouldn't? I like, you know what I enjoy, and I'll bring it out in a few moments, my orange flavored Celsius. That's what you want, something to keep you awake at the movies, because the movies are so horrible. You don't want something, that's going to induce you into some kind of different state of imbibed, I believe the word is. Anyway, I just like to keep you abreast of what's going on in the news. We'll do one more news story, and this is really good. And what I'm going to do, hold on a moment, because I have something for you all. This story I think you'll like a lot. As a drummer, I really enjoyed this story, and I thought it was very good. But let me see where I could get it. So, let me pull this story out for you. As you know, I'm a trainer. Drumming up fitness. You see these women drumming on these giant bowls? So what they're doing is, they're always thinking of different things. And this is actually really good. This is at a seniors center, and the people are drumming on these big exercise balls with drumsticks. So it's kind of, they're drumming to music and things like that. And you can really, I'll tell you where this is at the Woodbury Rehabilitation Nursing Home. But they have them all over the place. This is called cardio drumming. If you look up Paragon Management, they have them in all different centers. So you can have them at aerobics, fitness centers, gyms, and it's pretty fun. They play to songs like Jailhouse Rock, We Will Rock You, Tutti Frutti. So it's a lot of fun songs. And it taught me, I'm doing the harmonica, but as you all know, I was an accomplished drummer. Maybe you all don't know that. I even still have my original drum bag, and I was going to drum for you. I go to my drum bag. Here's my name in it. I don't know if you can see. My name's inscribed in there. There's no drumsticks in here. What happened to the drumsticks? There's no drumsticks in here. Nothing. So, I don't know what happened exactly, but I would have... What else is in here? I got another secret compartment. There's no drumsticks in here. This is ridiculous. But I think that's a pretty interesting class. Paragon Management. Check out, call your local fitness club, see who's doing, it's called cardio drumming. Or just do it yourself. Get one of those big round stability balls. I actually have one, hold on. I have everything you need here. Steve makes fun of me. He calls me the prop comic. But hold the phone here. I'm here to serve you, and that's why I have things easily accessible. Look at this thing. Here it is. This is not an M&M. This is a stability ball. Okay. So you get drumsticks, you put on some music, and I actually was lucky enough. This is a 95-year-old. Now, this 95, listen to this. This woman is, oh my gosh. Hold on, I'm going to read you the whole thing. It was very good. Betty Ann Wildman, 91 years old, drove herself to the cardio fitness class after her salon appointment. She said, the class perks me up. It's great exercise, and I'm sitting down, so I'm safe. I got a little bit of, it was on YouTube. I got some audio of her playing. So can I share it with you? Do you mind? Hold on a minute. Let me share you a little bit of Judy Wildman's playing. Here we go. Oh, that's not Judy Wildman. Hold on. Here we go. Here's Judy. Unbelievable. It's pretty good. Crazy. Wow. She is good. 91 years old. Then some of the other people joined in. I didn't know the ball had symbols on it. Apparently it did. Very good. Hold a minute. Oh wait, I think I made a mistake. Hold on. That's not Judy Wildman. I'm sorry. That was Van Halen, actually. I thought that was Judy Ann Wildman playing the stability ball. That was actually Van Halen in Hot for Teacher. I got ready. I'll tell you what happened. I got ready for the show in a hurry, and I mixed up all my metaphors and analogies, and so sorry about that. But anyway, trust me, she's very good.
Wrong.
No, she's very good.
Oh my God!
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
That's what I like to think we are on right now. Fantasy Island. Wouldn't you love to be on a warm tropical island right now with a lovely drink instead of cold? It's actually pretty chilly outside, but the days are getting a little longer. Speaking of longer, well, it's 7 o'clock, so what better time to bring out the cool, refreshing non-sponsor of the Steve Square Show, a lovely Celsius. We all enjoy it, and you know as well as I do, I love to bring out a Celsius and share it with you. Oh, nothing like a Celsius at the midpoint of the show. How's your week been going so far? Don't you hate when somebody asks you and it's only Monday? Don't you hate when somebody says, how was your weekend? And you didn't do anything? I never do anything. It was the same as it always is. Same as it always is. Cheers. You know, Steve had the nerve to tell me he doesn't like the way Celsius makes him feel. This is a guy that eats ice cream sandwiches for his pre-show meal. Bacon and eggs on a routine basis. Okay? And he has the nerve to criticize a highly energetic, refreshingly healthy energy drink. I'm sorry it's not laced with bacon and dripping with butter, Stephen. Maybe that's why you're not here today. So, Valentine's Day is coming. You still have some time, don't panic. You got a good 3 weeks. But some news just came down the pipe, and I like to break it first. This is breaking news. The wonderfully healthy fast food establishment you know and love. It's been around for, I think, 400 years. It was around in the Mesozoic era. I think the Greeks, it was the first restaurant in the Greek Parthenon Olympics. White Castle, it was a castle, will not, I repeat, not be doing their annual Valentine's Day special. And what they do every year, and this is pretty interesting, White Castle's takes reservations. They do a dinner service on Valentine's Day. They decorate all their stores, and you have to make could you imagine making reservations to sit down with someone you love and gulp down some processed, not even worth a buck, little gray matter, little squares of gray matter, unidentifiable gray matter on a stale bun, and that's what you would do. Right there, you should get divorced. If you're a married couple and you take the wife, or she takes the husband, or the green M&M takes the blue M&M, who's ever going as a couple to White Castles, right there's a problematic relationship that needs to be addressed by somebody of this nature. Hold on. Because I have something for all your needs.
Hi, this is Kim Kardashian.
No, that's not why. I don't think that was... could be this.
Oh, good grief.
That's pretty fitting too. But I think if you're having marriage problems, you want to see this guy.
You're ugly. You are disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
Wow. Tough love right there. You want to see someone like Dr. Phil. He tells the truth. And but they're not doing that this year. What they are doing, so don't panic. Don't start thinking, what am I going to do? This is what I had planned for my sweetheart. What they are still doing is they will do a free delivery service. It'll be about $15. What you get is, I wrote it down here. Hold on a minute. Oh, let's see. You get 8 cheese sliders. Yummy. 2 drinks, 2 beverages of your choice, and 2 sides. 2 French fries, 2 onion rings, and there you go. The cost of this mess is about $15, which is probably how much you really think your spouse or loved one is worth. Because the divorce will cost way much more after you think you've just put the perfect meal together. And you know what you do. I'll give you a little bit of love hint. And I don't like to give love advice, but let me do a little bit here. Come close to the computer. Don't let anybody hear. CVS has an amazing jewelry section. It's right behind the Pepto-Bismol. Right under the Pepto-Bismol and the antacid section. You have a couple of those boxes, those $1.98 thin chains. That's your evening right there. Gold. I mean, there's nothing like getting romantic. And you know as well as I do, nobody knows romance like Stevie K. And I'll tell you why. Hold on a moment. Do I know romance? Maybe I don't as well as I thought I did. Do I know? I always thought I knew romance. So the mood is set. Let me try to paint the picture. You dim the lights. You put a little of this on.
Lady, I'm your knight in shining armor, and I love you.
So this is playing, right? Lights are
You
low.
have made me what I am,
And the waft
I am yours.
of the aroma of 5 cheese sliders comes out of that bag.
My love.
Right? You got the
So
you got the robe on.
Can
you picture it? There's so many ways I want to say I love you. So some greasy, drippy onion rings.
Evermore.
I'm just helping give love advice, and hence why I'm still single. But White Castles will do that, so go on your local White Castle site and do that. This brings up another question I have about Valentine's Day. I have these roses I wanted to show you. Look at it. Look at this bouquet. Don't these look lovely? They're actually fake. They even bend fake. But this is, I think, and not to be, I got these at the dollar store. These have lasted beautifully. I've shown these on the show before. I think last Valentine's Day I got these. Oh, remember when I did the love episode with the love woman that was on our show, Maureen Tara Nelson, who still hasn't returned my calls. She's very angry with me. No, wonderful woman. Anyway, these roses are beautiful. They stay nice. I'm on a real rose protest. I don't like, what I am is an advocate of the people. I'm one of you, even though I'm better. So what I would say is get yourself some plastic, go to the dollar store, or it's now the $1.25 store. It's not $1, everything has gone up. You go to the $1.25 store, you get these roses, they last Valentine after Valentine. You can enjoy them all year. You want them to smell, spray them with something, anything you want. I'm sure there's a rose air freshener. You can get a Glade. You get $1.25 dozen roses, plastic roses, $1.98 Glade freshener, and you're out there. The $15 bag of the White Castles, Valentine's, $20. $20. Done. I don't understand this spending nonsense. You're going to spend $100 on roses that will die. They will die within 2 days. Don't do it. Plastic lasts forever. Nothing says love like plastic. And Kenny Rogers. And of course, sliders. Oh boy, I'm feeling it tonight. I'm feeling very angry tonight. The world's in an angry place. I watched this movie last night. And I succumbed. Every night I looked at it. I watched the preview. I must have watched the preview 5 times. And I said, you cannot watch this. You cannot watch. Steve, don't watch this. If you watch this, I'm not talking to you anymore. I had an argument with myself. You know, I was just, it was so upsetting to me. Even sometimes, there were times where I got, I was just so mad.
You need help. You need serious help. Serious help.
You're an idiot!
All these people are screaming at me, but instead I watch The Eyes of Tammy Faye Baker. You remember the wonderful tag team evangelistic crap stupid couple that had a cult following of all these moronic people sending them trillions of dollars to be saved while they ran around. She had the big heavy eye makeup and the whatever. I love the Lord, and if the Lord is loving the Lord is wrong, I don't want to be right. And who doesn't love to live their life by lines that rhyme, right? At the end of the day, as long as you're rhyming, everything is fine. So that's who I look to follow. I constantly look and try to follow people on websites that rhyme, and then send them all my money. Send them your kids' tuition, the mortgage. Just send it to these people on these obscure television networks in these gleaming white suits with 14-piece bands playing behind them. Oh, I love the Lord. So I don't really have a Lord blurb, do I?
In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in.
I don't want to fit in. So anyway, that was that I was watching it. It starred Jessica Chastain, who I like Jessica Chastain. She was in Molly's Game, that true story movie. Very good movie. That exposed the whole celebrity poker game, underground poker, and she went to prison. Andrew Garfield, who I am not I only liked him in that one movie where he played that World War II. He was a Seventh-day Adventist who did not want to bear arms, but served as a medic, and it was a very good movie. But he kind of plays the same. He used the same voice in that movie as he did here. That same bad Southern. I am not a fan of his as Spider-Man, as you all know. He was just nowhere. The middle Spider-Man, you either had Tobey Maguire. I know a lot of people like Tom Holland. He's the Spider-Man now. I am not. He's too whiny. But Andrew Garfield was. So he played Jim Baker, and man, sakes alive, did they have a scam going on? I mean, just unbelievable. How long can people think they can get away with things? I mean, for God's sake, they just weren't paying any taxes. They're living in like mansions. They got their own private jets. Where is this money coming from? Because they're preaching on television? I don't understand. And I watch some of these shows, and you see some of these. They're still on. Even after all of these nonsense ones come out and they're embezzling or whatever nonsense they're doing, and you turn on some of these channels and there's a stadium full of people, bigger than if a Meatloaf had a concert, or, Van Halen or Ariana Grande. Or, of course, yours and my favorite, the Beepster, Justin Bieber. Or my niece, Harry Styles. I mean, these stadiums are filled with people wanting answers. And the Tony Robbins. It scares me. And it does, I make light of it, but it scares me when one person can kind of get a following so huge. And that's really what we do on Instagram and social media. We're always looking for followings. But these people did it without social media. It was before then. There was no social media in Tammy and Jim Baker's day or in Tony Robbins' heyday. He might be still doing it now, but really when he made a name for himself, he was just, that real real ability to be. They have an ability to be able to speak, maybe, but really what they're saying is it's nonsense. It's gobbledygook. But anyway, write them a check. I'm sure they need a fifth and sixth car to do their work, the Lord's work. But it was a pretty funny movie, I have to say. So check it out. It's on HBO. Eyes of Tammy Faye. And she had some bad makeup job. Boy, she had that really heavy eyeliner and clownish cheeks. And I don't know what she was thinking. With all that money, didn't she have like a stylist? Jim Baker was another nut. Two nuts. Two almond joys. But there's my movie tip of the day. This is something that bothers me. I'm really angered today. You can see I have a lot of heat and a lot of venom. So I was watching this program. Speaking of, and this is more in alignment. There was, it's called This Changes Everything. It's on Netflix, and it's really about how women are portrayed in movies and such, and how they, are always either the damsel in distress. They want them to be a better character and a better figure, not just these ornamentary accessories or in these kind of outfits or things like that. Okay, and that's 100% great. Here's where I have the problem. So it's hosted by Shonda Rhimes, Reese Witherspoon, and some female directors and writers and actresses, and they're speaking on this topic. And it's, great points, and it's, I watched it because I thought it would be interesting. And here's where the problem arises. And I don't like hypocrisy. Everybody knows this. That's why I don't talk to Steve. No, I'm just kidding. Is that they highlight Marilyn Monroe in this Netflix piece. When they're showing, they're like, these people, they just were like, showed off their stuff, their goods, and kind of in a way condemning Marilyn Monroe for being Marilyn Monroe. She played the sex symbol, blonde bombshell Marilyn Monroe, and they showed her with the famous dress being blown up in the air. So. Okay, so it didn't really feature Marilyn Monroe as they were talking about her. Like they were using her as a bad example, and that she was, an all too willing subject. Okay. Fast forward, and this is 2 years. This is about 2018. This Netflix documentary came out. Coming out this Sunday on CNN is what's it called? It's Marilyn Monroe. It's a 4-part documentary. Okay. And it's and actually Jessica Chastain will be one of she's narrating it, and it's featuring Marilyn Monroe as a strong, powerful figure, way ahead of her time, and this empowerment type of thing. You can't have it both ways, for God's sake. This is not a smorgasbord. This is not a buffet. You can't take a little from, the poo-poo platter, if you will. You can't nibble over here and nibble over there. No. You can't, on one hand, say, well, she's just this sex symbol. She's what's wrong. And then on 2 years later say, she's what's right. I don't understand. I love Marilyn Monroe. I watch her movies. I think she's funny. I think she's a good actress. I think she was funny. And you should watch that movie. It's called A Week with Marilyn. It really shows she was a head case. But, she knew how to work it and play it and do her thing. And she was funny. And she was a serious actress. She did attend Lee Strasberg's theater school, where at that time, I'm not someone that endorses the Lee Strasberg acting method. It's ridiculous. But in the 50s, that was the style. Over-the-top big acting. James Dean, all of the big actors, Marlon Brando's, they all attended the new school, the method acting, if you will, of Lee Strasberg. So she studied, and she really tried to work to be a good actress. And she was. I thought she was funny and adorable. So check out that documentary on CNN this Sunday night. I believe it's at 9 o'clock. Marilyn Monroe. It's 4 parts. Everything is in parts. I don't like that either. Get it done. I don't want to watch things in parts. I don't have time for parts. Give it to me in one gulp. I like to engulf things. Although I did Cobra Kai in parts, so there you go. I just did hypocrisy on myself. Call me out on it. You should call me out on when I do things that are ridiculous. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. They're actually. Did you hear the halftime show for the Super Bowl? Is going to be like, it's going to be Dr. Dre with Eminem and all the rest. Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige. This is going to be ridiculous. I don't understand why they can't come up with new stuff. Why they can't think out of the box. This is not. They should have the Eminem singing. They should do an Eminem show where people come out dressed as M&Ms and they perform. I'd rather see that than this. This is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. Hey, there is a new area code coming to Long Island. Get ready to reprogram your contacts. They have not released it yet, but this is pretty interesting. Let me see. Do I have it here? I don't think I have the... let me see if I can find it for you. I don't think they have said it yet, what the new area code is. They haven't released it yet. Oh, they haven't released it yet. But apparently, there is a position that someone has an actual job of checking when the numbers are running out for an area code. And so apparently they can't just have 516 and 631. They're going to have to put a new area code coming up in Long Island. So they're going to be releasing that. Right now, they said there's only 2 people that know what that area code is going to be. Would you like to guess? I think they should make a lotto. This sounds money-making to me. Everybody put numbers in a hat and try to guess. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. Keep it simple, stupid. I go by the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. 1, 2, 3. That's what I would say. That would be what I would do if I was in charge of running area codes. And I wonder if you're sitting at home as a young child and you have all these dreams. You know, you could be an astronaut, a president, a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, and you say, you know what? Mom, Dad, mentor, coach, aunt, uncle, grandparents, I'd really like to work in area codes. I really think that my place belongs in area codes. I'd like to dabble in area codes. 3 numbers to me is everything. Not 4, not 2. But if I can connect people with 3 different numbers in parentheses, I've done my work here on this earth. I don't like to have touching moments like that often, but sometimes you have to bring it home. It's a moving moment, I know. It's a very moving moment. There's a show here, speaking of exploiting people, there's a new show on Lifetime this weekend. It'll be called My Killer Body, and it's a reality show of people getting plastic surgery. I mean, stop doing these stupid shows already. Why are they exploiting people? What are you doing? The My 600 Pound this, Love After Lockup that, My Teen Pregnancy this. What is wrong with people? I mean, you have these enormous problems, and it's not enough to have the problems, but you have to have someone film you and ask you about your problems so the world can be entertained while they're eating dinner. I don't understand. You're entertainment. You're fodder for people. Don't do that. Don't be that. I mean, this is going to be another stupid show, just like The Biggest Loser. I mean, that's horrible. When you think about it, they voted people off for not losing enough. None of those people kept the weight off. I mean, the whole show was ridiculous. They wouldn't be able to put that. Yeah. I mean, I'm in the fitness world. As you know, I'm a dumbbell. I'm proud of being a dumbbell. But that show was stupid. Speaking of stupid, I often like to speak of stupidity. There were some canceled shows. So some shows got canceled. Let's see if any of these make your list and I can ruin your night. I like to try to do that at the end of the show. This show is really moving. 7:25 already. Oh, we've had so much fun today. We've learned a lot. We've laughed. We've cried. We've enjoyed flowers and plants and candy. We've done a lot, you and me. We've done a lot over the years. We've been entertained by some harmonica music. Boy, I'll tell you. We've done a lot together, my friend.
Quick better jobs than this. Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Love Annie Potts. So, hold on a moment. Let me get to a little bit of this. Okay. So, here are some of the canceled shows. Hopefully none of them make your list. Superstore, which I enjoyed, is being canceled. Superstore is that kind of comedy sitcom set on NBC. It's set in like a Walmart type of box store. The star of it was America Ferrara. She's not on the show anymore, so of course the show couldn't continue. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I thought was also funny. That's gone. Mom with Allison Janney and Anna Faris, out. Ozark is done. Jason Bateman, they're done. It's a popular show. I wonder why they're done. Ellen, thank God Ellen is finally done and out. Had enough of her. Conan, after 30 years, the Conan show is shutting its doors. They say late night shows just are not where it's at anymore. The Johnny Carsons, the Tonight Shows, they're just a thing of the past, and people don't want to see this silliness anymore. And I don't really love Conan. He was kind of funny. He grew on me a little bit. I have to when he first came out, I didn't like him, and then he grew on me. But there's too many of these stupid talk shows. You know, it's just enough. Blackish and Mixedish. All-ish is oush. That's probably how they did it. The corporate bigwigs called them in. Can you guys come in? Who's ever ending the show with an ish? You're oush. Here's some of the shows I wish would be out. The View with those whiny women. I wish they'd be canceled and sent somewhere. And also The Talk. I've never seen it, but it sounds like The View, so I want them gone too. And my mom will be unhappy to hear this. Judge Judy. I've had enough of her screaming. I've had enough of Judge Judy and her nonsense. So, that's it for Judge Judy. You're out! So, let me see if I can find for you. I'm going to try to find for you. Give me a second. Hold on 1 second. I want to find that woman. And see if I can find her for you. Just give me a second. Because I want to end the show. I want to end it with something good like that. So give me a second, and let me see if I can get that for you. Because I know. Here we go. Let me see if I can get this for you. And let me see if I can put it up for you. Let me see. I hope this is it. Let me raise up the volume while I close out the show, and then I'll see if I can play that for you. Anyway, once again, thanks so much for. We covered a lot today. We did. We learned a little about M&Ms. Way too much for my taste. A little bit about Valentine's Day. I hope I gave you some good Valentine's Day ideas. Definitely watch something about Meatloaf and Louis Anderson. YouTube something right now. As soon as you shut this Steve Squared show and you're done, watch a little something about them. Take a look at that Tammy Faye Baker movie. You might get a couple of laughs. Don't watch the whole thing. It was too long. Take a drumming class. Take a drumming and fitness class. Learn a skill, right? As we showed you before. I'm going to be a hit at parties. People are going to love me. Don't forget to line up a few shots at the next movie theater you go to. Take an Uber. You don't want to be driving out of Harry Potter and slam into a guardrail. Because then you'll be spending your Valentine's Day locked up. Then you'll be getting a different kind of love. Not the love you want. That was a lot. That was a lot. I want to give a shout out to Sally for thanks for contributing to my unacceptable moments. If you have some, please send it to us. Get excited about that new area code. Start reprogramming your phone now. That's going to be a good way for me to tell people I lost their number. Is that I don't want to talk to anymore? I didn't know the new area code. 123, folks. That's what I'm going with. And as we hit the 7:30 hours, stay warm this week. I'll see you next week on the Steve Squared Show. We'll be in the studio. We'll have the whole gang with us. Sally, Steve, whoever. We'll have some more fun for you. Maybe we'll have a guest or two. Who knows? But we always try to bring it and give you guys lots of fun. For myself, for Kermit, for my plastic roses. Look at this. This is like a jungle. This is like a scene out of Congo. And let me see if I can end with Judy Wildman. Could this be her? Oh yeah, the 91-year-old Judy Wildman. Here she goes. Fantastic. I didn't know stability balls could make that noise. She is good. Here we go. Anyway, for myself, Funny Man Stevie K, for all the M&Ms, for 91-year-old Judy Wildman, and the rest of my family. Have a wonderful, warm week. Let's go!
Say your prayers, it's a one. Don't forget my son, to include everyone. I tuck you in, all within, keep you free from sin, till the Sandman he comes. Sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow